Alright, hello everyone. Hello, and welcome. DSP here. Welcome to the pre-stream for the premiere of WWE 2K16, which I am very much excited for, very much looking forward to, and I certainly hope that you are as well. I am starting early today. I actually started the stream a little bit on the earlier side. The only problem was that YouTube has apparently screwed something up and is not sending out the notifications that my stream has gone live to my website. It's something that YouTube's supposed to do, so it's not has nothing to do with the website not working. It's YouTube. So my website, thekingofhate.com, isn't automatically updating and showing the stream. So I had to test it two streams in a row now. This has happened, and so I just manually updated the site myself so that the stream would show up on there. It's a little frustrating, but it is what it is. Someone had asked me why, ever since YouTube Gaming started this past summer, it seems that the stream shows up at the same kind of location no matter what. So why don't I just set it up as permanently linking to that on the site? See, I could do that. The problem is then it would always show up as live. So the website would always say the stream is live, and you would always go there, and if I'm not streaming, it would just be a dead link. So we got to figure out a way. If YouTube is going to be continuously screwed up, we need to figure out a way to get the website to work with it and not have those issues, okay? And I just notified the webmaster, Onyx. He's going to look into it, so don't worry about it. You know, it's a little bump, a little annoying thing, but hopefully it doesn't affect anything in the long run, okay? But anyway, I'm excited. Ladies and gents, I am very excited. This is going to be a great week. Like, I woke up yesterday. I was in a great mood. I played a full day of Assassin's Creed Syndicate. I love that game. It's really good. Despite a few bugs and issues, it's really good. Way better than Unity last year. Today I woke up, I'm like, holy crap, I get to play 2 new games today. WWE 2K16, from all reports and from everyone saying it's way better than 15. Like, they leaps and bounds made improvements to the gameplay, to the graphics, to obviously the insane amount of characters in the roster. The showcase mode I've heard is outstanding. The creation suite is amazing. They really made it better from last year. Now with custom titles, custom arenas, custom wrestlers, way better than they were, having way more created character slots. I've also heard that the My Career mode this year is way better than last year. And you know what? I liked the My Career mode last year. So if it's way better this year, that's pretty wild too. That there's this much fun, additional improved content to the game this year. So I'm very excited, and I actually started this stream early. We're going to get started in a few minutes here. This is not going to be a super long pre-stream or anything. We're going to start with the showcase mode. There's only one this year. Last year there were 2. It was the Shawn Michaels HBK rivalry and then the CM Punk John Cena rivalry, which was funny because CM Punk had quit the company, but they already put it in the game so they couldn't take it out. So this year they've decided to focus on the career of one of the biggest WWE legends in history, Stone Cold, the Texas Rattlesnake, Steve Austin, who is actually one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. I actually did not actively watch the WWE during his early years in the WWE. The early Attitude Era, I actually was not watching pro wrestling. But then later on, I started watching it about the middle of his run. And so I know a lot about him. I've seen a lot of his best matches ever. And I'm very excited to be playing through his career. Now, from what I'm to understand, it's very long. So that's why we're actually starting with this today. I want to make that forewarn everyone. The career mode, this showcase mode for Austin is really freaking long. Like, it's all of his major rivalries in the game. So that's why, if you actually look at the roster of characters who are in the game, it's fucking huge. And it spans the entire career of Austin, because it's basically every major person he ever came up against. Even people who, he had, one little rivalry. You know, he had the rivalry with Brian Pillman at one point. I'm trying to think of some other minor ones, you know. Basically, it covers all of that. Now, I'm sure there's some things that it's going to skip. For example, there was a major rivalry I remember during the Invasion angle, which was him versus Kurt Angle. And Angle's not in the game because Angle's not with the company. You know, Angle's with TNA, so obviously they're not going to have... they're not going to have that. So there's going to have a lot of the stuff, but it's not going to have all of it. But I'm excited. You know, they got Austin to do voice work for it. They've got JR and JR and Michael Cole. Boy, did I just misspeak there. JR and the King, Jerry Lawler, doing commentary for the entire campaign. They recut all the new commentary for the matches. So it should be interesting and exciting, and I'm looking forward to it. And that's why I want to start with this, because I know that this is kind of the featured story. And here's the thing. Last year when I played WWE 2K16, I kind of screwed up. And what I mean is I started off with the story, and everyone loved it. They were like, wow, this is great. And then I stopped playing the story to do my career. By the time I had finished my career, it was almost a month later. So by the time I got back to the story mode, no one really cared. They were very disappointed I had taken so long to get back to it. So I'm going to focus on this primarily this week. And then once we beat the story mode of Austin, then I'm going to basically jump into my career, create my character with face scan and all of that. I'm also going to be doing some simulation matches in WWE 2K16. I don't want to make a promise for you of when I'm going to start that. I definitely want to do a pay-per-view sometime in 2015, a pay-per-view sim. But I also want to do fantasy sims, because I certainly think that, absolutely think that, doing fantasy sims with a huge roster of created wrestlers is the way to go. That's really where my WWE 2K coverage always kind of excelled. And I couldn't do that last year, because last year they only made us, you could only have like 25 created wrestlers. That's not even enough to do a Royal Rumble. How ridiculous was that? It was just terrible. It was like a huge step backwards last year. So I am very excited for this year. Absolutely. Okay. A few quick things before we get started. Number one, I have disabled the licensed music. I've done this for two reasons. Number one, because I just want to be sure there's no issues with content ID or whatever. We've had a lot of issues with false copyright flags and content IDs and stuff this year, and I don't want to chance it. And let's face it, I'm going to show you right now, since we're in the pre-stream, I'm going to show you what you're missing, and I'm sure that many people are going to be very sad that I've disabled the music from Diplo, Fashawn, Kid Ink, Marilyn fucking Manson, who we haven't heard from in like 15 years, Machine Gun Kelly, who no one cares about but the WWE, Billy fucking Idol. I mean, Rebel Yell, yeah, I like the song, but it's 2015, bro. Your career's over. Skid fucking Row. I've never heard of 21 Pilots. Yellow Wolf. The Zach Brown Band. Zed. And Run DMC. And Run DMC is actually a good, they were really good back in the day, so I'm not going to talk shit about them. I actually like them. But I said, why on earth do I want to hear this music when I could listen to all of this music, all the WWE themes? So I actually enabled, these were all disabled by default. I enabled all of these. So that now when we're in the menus and stuff, we will hear this. We won't hear this crap. We'll hear this. And we shouldn't have any issues, okay? So that's why I did it. That's why you're not hearing fucking Kid Ink. Who the fuck is Kid Ink? Jesus. So anyway, right now the music's disabled. I'm going to turn it on, because this is pre-stream. I'm going to turn it on once we get started with the gameplay and all of that, okay? So, I'm excited. I hope you're excited as well. There's going to be lots of coverage from WWE 2K16 coming in this week in particular with the Austin campaign. If I finish the Austin story mode within a few days here, what I will do is actually switch over and we'll do other stuff. Maybe, like I said, I'll start with my career and we'll start doing other stuff as well. But I want to get through it first. I don't want to, jump into too much. Like last year, I did the worst possible thing. Starting the story, stopped doing the story, so that I would do the career, and then by the time I got back to the story, no one cared. I'm not going to do that this year. Also, just so everyone knows, I've enabled blood, and I've enabled subtitles. Because this is absolutely ridiculous. Let's face it. Stone Cold Steve Austin, he was in the Attitude Era. There was blood. Yes, there was blood. It's true. There's actually blood inside of your body. I don't know how many of you who watch WWE don't realize this, but there's actually this wet, sticky, red substance inside of your body. It's called blood. And it actually does come out when you get, injured. If you're watching PG era WWE, you might not realize this, unless you saw Hell in a Cell between Brock Lesnar and Undertaker last Sunday, then maybe you saw a little bit of it. But I turned it on because, yes, it's a natural thing and it should be in the game. Okay? Subtitles, obviously, so people can actually read it if, you're hearing impaired. So that's on. What else? I don't think there's much else to say. I am really pumped and I'm feeling really good this week. I'm very positive. I'm excited for the new stuff. Later tonight will be the premiere of Halo 5. I have it. We'll be doing the campaign this week. Now, I may be doing multiplayer later in the week if I finish the campaign relatively quickly. I don't know how long it is. But that's the focus, is Stone Cold Story Mode or Showcase Mode in WWE and the campaign of Halo 5. That's the major focus of this week. Later this week, I'll resume with Assassin's Creed Syndicate. And if we finish any of those, then we'll be moving on to the next stage of whatever the content will be in the games, okay? And this is going to take us all the way probably into Call of Duty Black Ops 3. I'm still trying to get everyone's feedback on next week, because next week, the only new release during the normal week is Need for Speed, and then Call of Duty Black Ops 3 comes out that Friday, which is November 6th. I'm on the fence about Need for Speed because I'm thinking maybe I should just focus on these 3 games, WWE, Halo 5, and Assassin's Creed. Because if I do that, there's a chance I could get pretty far in all of them and get a lot of stuff done, versus if I stop playing those 3 to now play Need for Speed, now we're really starting to stretch myself thin, okay? And I think that might be that's the mistake I made last year, as I played too much at the same time, and I should have held off on some stuff. And I think that Need for Speed might be the game that I hold off on this year. But I want your feedback, so please let me know, whether it's in the comments, whether it's, wherever, Twitter, send me an email, let me know what you think, okay? All right, so we're going to get started, okay? We're going to get started. But before we do, let me get the gratuitous plugs out of the way, and then we're going to begin with gameplay, okay? So the gratuitous plugs. Number 1, later this week, on Saturday, we're going to be doing a Halloween Horror Games Marathon. It's going to be about a 7-hour marathon, starting in early afternoon, probably between 12:30 p.m. Pacific time. And it's going to run all day. I'm going to be playing, it looks at this point like I'll be playing at least 2 games, although it's really, I guess it's up to my discretion, because right now the voting has shifted. Just so everyone knows, right now, the leader of the votes is Fatal Frame, Maiden of the Black Water. So that's leading in votes. But behind it by only 1 vote, if you can believe it, only 1 vote, is Saw 2. So I'm debating whether I should split the day between the 2 games, or if I should just focus on whichever game wins. And being that, Fatal Frame is a brand new game, and it's on the Wii U, so it'll have pretty sweet graphics and everything. Maybe that's just what I should focus on. I will be in full Halloween costume, by the way, for this stream with face cam, because I know people love face cam when I play these horror games. So it's going to be an awesome Halloween special. I hope you'll be here on Saturday for that. I'm feeling pretty excited for it. Okay? And I want to say very special thanks to the September patrons who made it possible, because it was through the patronage, people who pledged to my Patreon account in September, that we hit a goal, and that's why I'm doing this special. Even though we're in the middle of, all these cool new releases, I'm taking a whole day away from it to do a Halloween special because of the patrons. So thank you to you if you pledged in the month of September. The gratuitous plug here, okay, is that right now it's October, and there's 5 days left to pledge to my October Patreon at patreon.com/DarksidePhil. If we hit the goal level for this month, which is the same as last month, I'm going to be doing a Rockathon, which is going to be a Rock Band 4 marathon, where I'm doing Rock Band 4 with the guitar, with vocals, with both. I'm going to start off at a lower difficulty level, and then I'm going to up the difficulty. I'm going to be doing face cam for it, and it's the first time I will have ever played a music game, ever, on YouTube. But because of music licensing issues, I can't do a playthrough of the game, because if I might get all these content ID matches, I might get copyright strikes. So I'm doing it as a marathon stream to avoid that. So even if I get it, it's only 1 video, and it's not going to affect my account too much. You know what I mean? But that being said, since I can't do a playthrough, I need to basically fund it somehow. And so if we hit that goal on Patreon this month, I'll be doing this Rockathon as a special reward, okay? Right now, we have not hit the goal yet. We're close, but there's no way for me to tell if we've hit it or not, because unfortunately, there's no way to tell who has false pledges, and also who's going to get declined. But for as little as $1, you can get some really cool personal perks on my Patreon for this month, including getting text or verbal shoutouts, getting your question answered on my Q&A show, Ask the King, getting an autographed t-shirt, getting a private Q&A video made, which I just filmed one the other day, and the person who watched it really loved it. And last but not least, actually being a part of my content, there's a multiplayer event coming up during Thanksgiving week next month. And I'll be talking more about that very shortly, because I'm going to start talking to the people who qualified for this perk level and get them scheduled in to play games with me. And then there's also a December holiday event that I'll be doing for Christmas that you can get involved in if you go to the highest perk level. So check it out at patreon.com/darksidephil. Not only does it obviously allow me to do these really cool events, like I've done 3 indie game streams, 2 Crash Bandicoot streams. I've played games like Minecraft, Persona 4, Yakuza 4, a second run of Fallout New Vegas. This is all stuff I would not have normally done, but I went out of my comfort zone and did it because of patron support this year. Plus, I've massively improved my audio quality. I have a almost soundproofed studio office kind of deal now with all this soundproofing foam, this professional microphone I use now. I've got a green screen set up. I got all this awesome stuff because of Patreon, and I hope to improve my business even further moving forward with this. So thank you very much to those of you who have already pledged. If you haven't, please consider doing so we can qualify and do this awesome rockathon, okay? And then last but not least, the final plug, and then we'll get started. My girlfriend Leanna has her own business where she makes handmade glycerin soaps and wax tart melts. It's called The Black Currant. It's been in operation since February of this year, and she now has over 100 orders under her belt and overwhelmingly positive feedback from her customers. The stuff that she makes is not commonplace. I'm not talking about a bar soap you would buy at the store. This is handmade stuff. It's way higher quality. It's not a detergent bar that leaves your skin feeling dry or sticky or anything like that. It's great and healthy for you. I only use her soap, and I love it. I've used it for 2 straight years. It's amazing. And right now I'm using one that's Moroccan mint, and she actually made it shaped like a Tetris block, which is pretty cool. It's like the L block from Tetris. And I've been using that, and I love it. So she's got a huge amount of fall scents, male-oriented scents, all this cool stuff. Plus, her wax tart melts are a great alternative if you want to make your house smell good, but you don't want to have like a burning candle. Okay, use that. You know, my parents have 3 cats, so they can't have candles burning, but they have these wax tart melts. They're a lot more safe, and they're reusable and last a lot longer too. You know, so check it out at etsy.com/shop/theblackcurrant. I'm actually going to very quickly type a link of that into the stream chat right now. And I'm going to give you an exclusive discount code in a celebration of her hitting 100 total orders this year. She's made a discount code. It's Celebrate 100. If you use that code on any order of $20 or more, you'll get 10% off your order. So check it out today at The Black Currant. Keep in mind that, excuse me. Keep in mind that this is also awesome, not only if you're looking for soap and stuff for yourself, but the holidays are coming up. It's a great gift idea. It's something original and different, and it certainly helps support her and myself to keep going strong here and allowing us to do what we like to do here, okay? So, that is it. Thanks very much, everyone, for putting up with the gratuitous plugs. They're now done, and you won't hear any more plugs for the rest of this stream, okay? Without further ado, let's get started with WWE 2K16. I thank you for being here on the premiere stream, and let's get started. Let's raise some hell.